Good evening, everybody. My name is Jason Wampler. This is another episode of An Axe to Grind. I'm going to be shooting more episodes of Tool Trip, but for now, um, oh my goodness, I need my trash is what I need. But for now, I'm working on building my own welder. Um, it's a little bit more difficult than I thought it would be. I ended up acquiring an old welder 110 flux wire feed welder. I took the thing apart and analyzed what was wrong with it. Decided not to get the motherboard. Decided to make something basic out of it. Ended up throwing component after component away, and think I was just going to rebuild it and make something else. I ended up throwing the last damn component away. All I have left is the spool trigger for the wire feed mechanism and some of the conduits. I'm going to cannibalize that. Um, so tool trip. I've got. I want to showcase the glue gun that I retrofit. It was a wireless glue gun, which I really think is a bad idea. I mean, it makes a $300 makes a glue gun cost $300. You can get one that plugs into the wall for $20. Come on, guys. I think the cordless tool industry is kind of going the way of the Dota board. That's going to auger in. But enough on that. But I want to re-showcase that. Showcase that. I showcased it once. I got over 1,400 hits on it. I like that. It's a good sign. It means I tapped into a market. However, I'm not quite finished with, but I retrofit the cordless drill. I was able to find a power supply that does actually run it properly. You need more. If it's a 19 volt drill with 5 amps, you need a power supply that generates 20 to 24 volts and puts out 6 to 10 amps. So more voltage, more amperage, up to 10 to 20% over the requirement of what it is it's actually powering. I learned that the hard way. Otherwise, the tool's not going to turn on, or it's going to turn on, but it's only going to move, intermittently. So it's not really going to work. So I want to talk about that, but that's on the next episode. Well, boy, God damn, I'm having a hard time with the light in here. Good grief. God damn. Fuck. Um, anyway, so there we go. No matter where you go, you're always in the way. That's the story of living in Los Angeles. Anyway, so on Tool Trip, I'm going to talk about that drill. However, it looks a little campy right now. It kind of looks Frankensteinish. So I'm going to go to an electronics store that sells very, very, very large heat shielding. I'm going to get shrink wrap that's about 4 or 5 inches in diameter. Very hard to get that stuff unless you know where to get it. I either have to drive to Costa Mesa or Westminster tomorrow to get it. But I want to finish that up, make it black. That'll look like a grip. But I have a gray and black cordless drill. It's kind of a hammer drill with the torque selection on the head, 12 different positions. I've got the power supply hooked up to it. It's a 2-wire power supply, 24 volts, 6 amps. This drill is apparently a 4 amp 19 volt. Many other power supply they have 19 volts with 2.5 amps. 19 volts is fine for 18 volts, but 2.5 amps will not drive 4 amps. You're 1.5 amps short. Guess what? You put that power supply to the drill's not even going to turn on. You need 10 to 20% more for your power supply in way of voltage and amperage to run the cordless tool, to run the converted cordless tool, if it's going to work. Yeah, if you want it to work, etc., etc. So 20% is the magic number. Again, I'm going to talk about that on Tool Trip. I wanted to shoot a 3-minute video on YouTube to just lavish some people with some compliments and praise, and I don't think 3 minutes is enough time. So I'm just shooting a regular video on my phone. This is a special elongated episode of An Axe to Grind. I guess I gave you guys a taste when I uploaded a 3-minute video to YouTube. Here's all the people I want to sing praises to. I'm going to start over from the list from the last video I shot about 5 minutes ago. Okay, so I filed a bunch of complaints about Walmart, against Walmart for their poor customer service. Well, guess what? Since their customer service has changed, now they're training their employees to be more helpful and to be more friendly and to be less, shall we say, belligerent and complacent. Customer service is paramount. You're there to make the company owners money, and they're not going to make any money if the employees are chasing the customers off. So a shout out to Walmart, learning from your mistakes. Apparently, by filing grievances, your customer service has affected change for the positive. Another set of folks are doing something great. I've got to tell you, Harbor Freight is just a straight up and down. Or you can probably sit back and watch this organization grow because everything they do is professional and organized, 100%. The people they hire are 100% professional. Now, every once in a while we get somebody who lets their personal feelings kind of shine through. I ran into that the other day with a squat little Hispanic lady who wears glasses. She's kind of funny looking little troll, but that's not the point. The point is she seems to take it personally or return so many items that were either defective. I just needed my money back. So she took that personally. She talked behind my back. She's been treating me roughly ever since. She lied about the bathroom being broken yesterday. That pissed me off. That was a straw that broke Camel's back. I called and I filed a complaint about her. Now, if I keep complaining about this girl the same way I did about Tuesday, who works at the Huntington Park, Harbor Freight, or a rock star who worked at the Garden Grove, Harbor Freight, I make changes. I don't stand there and argue with people, and you shouldn't either. Don't fight with the employees. Go outside, drive up their property, look on the internet, find customer service phone number for the organization you have a grievance with, and file a complaint. That's how you get things done. So I did that. So now Harbor Freight has nothing but absolutely straight up and down 100% professionals. Professional appearance, professional in attitude, professional in demeanor. How can I help you? Yada yada yada. Harbor Freight is a more shining example of a very very professionally run organization. I think they're in line for greater growth and further expansion. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But shout out to them. They're doing a great job. I lavished a couple of managers, one in Costa Mesa, and of course the one that I frequent a lot, which is the one in Inglewood, which is closest Harbor Freight to me. Couldn't walk there, but I can ride a bike there. My toy store. Um, there's a couple of people that just stand out as shining examples of what customer service really should be. So I lavish them with compliments. Okay, so shout out to Home Depot. Home Depot, you've had it for a long time. You're gonna keep having it. A lot of people there are very friendly and helpful. You get service when you need it. They've got what you want for the right price. No hassle returns, no headaches. Shout out to Lowe's Hardware. Not as much business, definitely no commercial business, but Lowe's has got its own section of the market for people who want good stuff at a reasonable price. A little bit more strict on the return standards. Got to have the receipt. To be honest with you, to prevent for loss prevention and prevent any type of fraud, it's going to cost your bottom line. I understand you did what you did, why you did it. So it's a shout out to Lowe's. You guys are doing wonderful. You know what? I'm gonna kiss the hand that feeds me. Shout out to Google. Hey, you guys, you support YouTube music, and I've got to tell you that's a bastion of musical freedom for people to pretty much override what has become stagnant about the industry right now, and the fact that commercial radio has missed to the point that we're missing decades, genres and decades of music, namely rock and roll. They refuse to play because they're relying on AI and their own common nonsense, lack of creative prowess, and understanding what makes a song good. Um, so shout out to YouTube Music. Power to the people who choose whatever music you want. My God, you can enter any type, any just crazy, insane title or Mad Lib saying, and I swear to God, it's a song. Over 900 million songs. Take your pick. Love it. YouTube Music dominates. I love it to death. YouTube, regular YouTube. Guess what? I'm implementing YouTube right now, exercising my right to freedom of speech. Now, with an axe to grind, I'm going to discontinue the use of profanity. I cannot do that. It not only discredits, it shocks and puts off. Now, if I can't have children watching what I have to say, and learning from what I have to say, and thinking about social political controversy, the fact that things in our society and our culture need solutions. If I want the child audience, I have to discontinue the profanity. Unfortunately, that limits the comment sections. But not unfortunately, the fact of the matter is, I've been shooting this video for an axe to grind for going on 8 years. I haven't got a single comment. I don't think people appreciate or enjoy their own right to freedom of speech. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. Well, I don't think you forget how to talk. I'd just like to see a comment or two in the comment section. Maybe I'll get lucky one of these days. Okay, so a shout out to TikTok for successfully opposing and fighting the U.S. government, because TikTok is another bastion of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. In fact, they offer a little bit more so. A shout out to Scoops, which is basically in almost the same platform as YouTube and TikTok. But I got to tell you, on Scoops, you need to be ready to actually see the hand that the head of the shovel actually make contact with the guy, break his nose, and cause him to start bleeding on the sidewalk. If you watch Scoops, they don't censor, so be very, very careful. Scoops keeps it a little bit too real, to be honest with you. But they show you the extreme downside of human psychology. There's not a whole lot of AI on Scoops. There doesn't have to be. Hey, folks, you don't need AI to make movies shocking. All you have to do is go to a couple of rundown neighborhoods in South Central Los Angeles, or Detroit, or New York, or Philadelphia, or wherever where the homeless and drug addiction runs rampant. You can see all sorts of stuff that would shock Hollywood X-rated movies. That's how it goes. Well, guess what? Scoops keeps it real. They show it. Shout out to them. Freedom of speech. You guys keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it fantastically. America's Best Videos. Well, I've got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit disappointed. Formats very poorly on my phone. Too many commercials. Too many problems. Making promises it can't keep. America's Best Picks and Vids. There's some others. Um, you know, this whole AI thing, the AI dating thing, that doesn't work out because eventually they ask you for money. So just find pornography on the internet that you don't charge for and pleasure yourself. You don't spend any money unless you have to buy some hand lotion. I'm not advocating that kind of behavior, but I've got to tell you, for people who think they're going to get money from something that's been offered for going on centuries at no cost, including a person's right hand, a dark room, all by themselves, you got another thing coming. If you compete with people who aren't charging money for the services, you're not going to make any money. So um, I'm disappointed with Facebook once again. I'm getting all this crap and nonsense where these what do they call it? Marketing bots masquerading as women being interested in me, saying hi, hello, sweetie, how you doing? I follow up. I call a phone number. It disappears, and all of a sudden I've got myself 3 meat hooks on my leg, dragging me down a marketing rabbit hole. So every time I go on Facebook, it's pretty much the same thing. I know it's not my looks. It might have something to do with the fact I know about the nature and style of my internet traffic. Um, so it's kind of a thumbs down for Facebook. I don't know what I can do with you guys if I can't get the dating websites to ignore me, because there's just absolutely no way that many women are interested in me. I'm not that good looking. I'm Matt Damon maybe, but he's married. Brad Pitt, he's not married. George Clooney, he is married, etc., etc. But not Jason Wampler. I know myself. I'm not that good looking. Not to attract 190 different women. It's all a bunch of marketing rabbit hole platforms for marketing rabbit holes. You know what, you guys? You can't. Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. You kind of really can't control your beast anymore. Um, I want to put a thumbs down for Pinterest too. Pinterest is okay. It's where you build a collage of a wish list, and it's for women who like that sort of thing. Women are so sophisticated when it comes to being shopping, to the concept of shopping. To women, shopping is a layered lifestyle process. It's backed up by philosophy, procedure, disciplines, and approaches. I have to admire women for making a passionate art form out of shopping. The guys just consider their crude needs. They go get something, and they can't get it if the store is closed because it's too late at night. That's how sophisticated guys get about shopping, ladies. Sorry, it doesn't get any more complicated than that. If you're looking for something complicated and mysterious, well, it's safe to say we're just going to end up letting you down on that one. Um, but women have also brought shopping to a high art form, and Pinterest is proof of that. I was thinking I was going to dog Pinterest because, it's just like it's also a marketing rabbit hole that leads to a lot of purchases from these other companies. But Pinterest operates a certain way. Pinterest is very, very interesting. It's not a social website. It's a marketing platform that gets people to get run in to how they want to identify themselves and what kind of material products do they want to surround themselves with, how they want to dress, how they want to decorate their house, hobbies and interests, and how's that going to visually look. And then all of a sudden, they're building up this ideal yearbook or scrapbook of things that they would like to have in their lives. And wow, it's real time marketing because all of a sudden, Pinterest is a house with a million different windows and doors that segue into guess what? People are ready to take your credit card information and ship you off the exact product you evinced an interest in, and for pennies on the dollar. Pinterest does segue marketing with people like Temu, and Temu is for real. And you literally get stuff. You get $100 dress for $5. I mean, you get $1,000 worth of product, and you end up spending $20 plus shipping. Temu, by the way, I have a positive opinion about them. Their marketing is intense and rabid and annoying, but I actually do think Temu is genuine. They offer excellent products for a very low price. I don't know how long they're going to have access to that type of product base, given the political climate between Donald Trump and China. But I do know that Pinterest is where you go to build a visual collage of stuff you want to decorate your house with, and the next thing Pinterest is segueing and getting you hooked up with these online retailers, anyone from Walmart to Lane Bryant and everything in between, to get you exactly what you want. And I think it's very, very, very intelligent. I think Pinterest is a radically advanced idea. I think it is an artistic and soulful and passionate version of advanced marketing. I've never seen anything quite like it. I'm very, very, very impressed. Pinterest, you guys keep going. I'm not really in the market to buy anything. I'm not. What do I say? I don't have consumer interest. I have interest in getting material assistance, my self-publishing efforts, the rocketry engineering business. But I go on Craigslist free stuff, and I get stuff that either one-off tools or supplies for the rocketry business or the book writing business. But I also go to places, like I said, like City Mall. City Mall is incredible. You go there, you get one-off products that have fallen off the boat. They have $2 days, $3 days, $14 days. They have mystery package deals there, etc., etc., etc. So shout out to City Mall. They're on Long Beach next to the 110 freeway in lovely Linwood. Check out City Mall. They're in the same shopping center as I believe it's a Dollar Tree, and of course O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and a couple of other places. But check it out, CITI City Mall. It's kind of a rat trap on the inside. They don't run the AC. And I always have to go to the bathroom when I'm there. So between sweating and having to visit the boys' room, I rush job it. So I try to visit the boys' room, wipe my forehead, drink some energy drink, because you're going to do a lot of walking. The place is half the size of a football field, and they have trowels and trowels of goods. I've gotten tools in there. I've got I got I got a $175 hydraulic crimper, and I got it for $7, and it's brand new. I've gotten other tools. I got an alternator off of Ford that's worth $300. I got that for $7, or $5 to $7. I've got an optic camera with light. I cut the USB port. I don't have the driver to program it, but I'm going to figure that out. I put that in with my diagnostic equipment. Now I can take my cell phone, hook it up to the USB port, download the app that runs it, and I can start scoping out combustion chambers. Because from time to time, I still work on cars. So shout out to folks at City Mall. Uh, let's see who else. Um, I can't think of anybody else. I will say that I am. There's some people I've just been very very impressed with. Shout out to Uncle Dave's Housing. I don't know if I said that in this video or not. John Mills, he's an excellent. He's an excellent manager. A shout out to Toyota. Toyota and Honda. They're kind of they're like the last manufacturers on the planet who actually know how to build cars right. A shout out to LKQ Pick Your Part in Wilmington. You guys are friendly. You're go-to. You're resourceful. You got everything and anything I need for my Sequoia there. Sort of not my Sequoia, my Sienna. So I go there as a secondary toy store. If I get another gunship gray green Sienna, I'll just start picking parts off that, make that piece of junk make my piece of junk look better. So if you have two pieces of junk, you can build one good car. Now, with the help of my folks in the Wilmington LKQ Pick Your Part, shout out. You guys are absolutely wonderful. In fact, Pick Your Part is another company I endorse. If you like working on your car, you want to hold on to your car, you want to restore it, and you just want to make it look run a little better, and you don't feel like dealing with aftermarket parts or getting something from the dealership itself, go to LKQ. They have locations in Santa Fe Springs. They have location in Wilmington. I go to the one in Wilmington. The one in Santa Fe Springs, actually kind of a ways away. They have another one in Los Angeles, a couple more. They have the Stanton Anaheim Hills one, and in Orange County, north, I guess like Westminster, north on Beach Boulevard. I used to go to those ones too, but frankly, just a lot of walking. Um, I can't think of anybody else. I just I just realized though we're at the 22-minute mark. You know, when I shoot this video and Axe to Grind, um, I have something and everything to complain about. I have things to complain about all the time, and I understand the negativity. It's not necessarily that it should stop, but I'm the type of person. It's not that I'm untouchable, but I don't really have anything anybody can put their hands on, and cause me to lose. I have very little money to my name. Um, I don't expose myself. I don't have liabilities. I don't have friends. Anybody in my life who pointed a gun at their head and said, I'm going to shoot you, shoot and kill this person, my response would be, I'm really sorry you feel that way. I don't like seeing you put another person in a position like this. I will report you to the police for murder. Okay, but other than that, go ahead and pull the trigger. I'm not really, I shouldn't say that because I'm trying to be a Christian, but there isn't anybody on this planet that I care about so much that I would be willing to sacrifice my life to save theirs. I'm 56 years old, and I hope that's going to change. I'm not lonely, I'm just alone. I've kind of set things up that way. I have two businesses. I've written and published 3 books. I'm trying to publish 2 more. I've got a bunch more I'm writing. I consider it a writing business. The name of the writing business is Wampler Company. I have um, and I have another business called AB Engineer Company. We're in aerospace equipment, tooling, ground support for rockets, rocket airframes, etc., sounding rockets, model rockets, stuff like that. So that's what I've got going on in my life. Those 2 businesses. I'm trying to get off the ground. Shout out to my friend Andy. Andy, I gotta still get my stuff together. We're gonna go through Wix. We're gonna get you're gonna make me a kick-ass website. It's also e-commerce, and I can load up educational videos. Anyway, as far as the book business is concerned, I don't know what I'm going to do how to promote that, but I want to say shout out to KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. I love these people, and I am kissing the hand that feeds me. I wouldn't have stayed with them if I haven't. I wouldn't be saying good things about them if I hadn't stayed with them. I want to also give a shout out to Dorrance Publishing. Dorrance is an arch conservative publishing house. They're in Pittsburgh. I charge a whopping amount for just publishing 1 book. When I get the money, I am going to get that 1 book published for you guys. But for right now, I have to engage in self-publishing because I just don't have that 4-figure sum you're looking for. You get going with the book that I've already submitted to you. I apologize for that, but It kind of is what it is, folks. I need money to make money, so I have a couple gripes, and then we're gonna call it because we're at the 25-minute mark. I do have gripes against all these advertisers claiming, well, we do things differently. We're a different type of publishing house. Well, you folks charge up front for someone to get their book published to you, which is curious because after they get their book published with you, you're still going to take 60%. So in the past, the publishing house would or would not agree to take on your work, and they'd give you an advance to live on while they got the book in circulation. Then they'd get their 60%, and you would get your 40. But you wouldn't have to spend nearly $10,000 in advance. I'm curious, folks. Do you want to get people coming and going, and then lie to them and tell them, well, we're a different kind of company. We do things differently. Dorrance Publishing is arch conservative. They're effective. They're thorough. They're professional. They've been doing what they've been doing for a long time. Problem is, they can't walk on water. You guys, you charge too much. I'm telling you, I might reconsider my contract. I might just self-publish the book that I submitted to anyway, because frankly, you got my $400 and a signed contract. You haven't really given me anything else. So legally, I don't know if you have a leg to stand on, but we'll see. If I feel like challenging the fates, I will publish the book that I gave to you to approve of. I'll publish it through Kindle Direct Publishing. If that puts me in your sights, then so be it. You got $400 of my money. You want $8,900 to publish one book. To me, that's a micro hedge fund. You can take that money, day trade, and flip it several thousand times. And in 5 years, have about $10 million in your bank account. If you knew what you're doing, $8,900 is a little bit too much. So I like Dorrance. I think they're great. I think they're arch conservative, but it's a bit much. Uh, I want to talk down to Ford and the GM right now because I'm a mechanic, and I'm pissed. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but now if you keep making mistakes, you keep making dog doo doo with a steering wheel and four tires, and then you want to pass something that Chrysler failed to pass about 30 years ago, which is the Design Protection Act, which is a load of hogwash. It's just one more way for you guys to make money and capitalize on the market. Okay? You can't lie to people like me. Your cars are dog crap. You don't have any mechanics that are proficient enough to fix your very, very complicated problems at your dealerships. So now you're going to get all this work through this filter. You think Donald Trump is stupid enough to ratify and appreciate and run through. If Donald Trump wants to kill small business, it'll be a conscious decision. He's not stupid, you guys. I know what you're doing. Donald Trump is intelligent. He knows what you're trying to do too. It's a matter of whether or not he wants to side with you doing something like that. So, GM and Ford. I will not buy a Chevy. I will not buy a Ford. Um, my next vehicle, I want to be an Isuzu NPR double cab with a box, a lift gate, and a utilitarian or an Airstream to tow behind it. And then I'll have a personal vehicle as well. That's pretty much that. We're at the 28-minute mark. I've done the shout outs too. I've done the penalty boxes too. This has been a 28-minute video version of an axe to grind. And I promise sometime tomorrow we're going to have a tool trip video that's going to showcase the glue gun. We're going to give a working demonstration of it, and also the cordless drill. If I can't find a shrink sleeve for the cordless, or excuse me, for the corded drill conversion, I'm going to demonstrate it anyway because it works brilliantly. I'm also going to showcase my efforts to build my own welder. Okay, so um, keep me in your prayers, as the saying goes. But I need something with enough wattage and enough amperage, and then I need something that's insulated, that feeds a stick, that also is touches the ground, etc., etc. I have to set things up a certain way, but my goal is to make a non-electrically powered feeder stick. I want to just make a 125 watt feeder stick welder. I don't know. We'll just have to see how that one goes. I may cannibalize my car, get out the, oh God, what is that thing? The inverter. But then again, I got to hook that thing up to a battery. So I'll put battery cable connectors on it. Um, I don't know. But I'm trying to make a stick welder. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, which is funny because my next project, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, to shout out to myself and AV Engineering, I believe I figured out a hybrid drive system for a moped on a bicycle frame with two-stroke motor, an inverter, AC speed control, a dishwasher motor, um, and a bunch of pulleys and belts, which I can get at McFadden Hardware. I need a bicycle frame, something with a crank and a self-braking hub. Nuts, not a 10-speed. And I need gooseneck handlebars. I need a frame that I can work with. Otherwise, I may end up building a frame myself. But wait a minute, I don't weld yet, so maybe one after the other. But I really, really, really want to get a welder made. I want to make my own welder. I want to teach myself how to weld. So I'm hell bent on doing that. So, but that's what I do. I'm an industrial design engineer, build tools, build ground support equipment for model rockets. I also build model rockets as well. So you get that one, Big Red. I'm proud of her. I've got to start finishing her up. Twin engine, Lily power, Lily class 2 power, etc., etc. Um, okay. Boy, I'm terrible at cinematography. It is 9:57 p.m. I want to go see a new movie at 11 p.m. My favorite theater, Baldwin Parks. It's in Baldwin Park, or Baldwin Hills, or Baldwin Park. It's Cinemark, and I got to tell you, Cinemark is the greatest movie theater on the planet. The one in Baldwin Hills rocks. I love that place. Shout out to my folks at the Baldwin Hills Cinemark, the greatest movie theater on the planet. Who cares about Man's Chinese? You guys are where it's at. And I mean that. But unfortunately, what I say doesn't mean much. All right. This has been a 32-minute episode of An Axe to Grind. My name is Jason Wampler. Don't forget I'm the host, please. But what I keep asking for and I don't get comments. I don't get likes. I get a couple subscribes. Well, so one of these days I'll get traction. You know, a lot of people are talking, nobody's listening, yada yada yada, etc. etc. I figure if I have enough interesting stuff to say and I stick around for long enough, I'm charismatic, prove my looks, lose some weight, get a better phone, make more money, get a wife, prove my sleeping habits, drive a Rolls Royce, win a beach house, get struck by lightning, marry Jennifer Aniston. You know, that sort of thing. My luck turns around, maybe I'll become more popular. And that's pretty much that. We'll talk to you guys later. Jason Wampler, 33-minute episode of An Axe to Grind. Hope you don't fall asleep. Bye.